Have you ever just stared at a chart absolutely knowing you should make a move, but something just holds you back? Or maybe you've been on one of those amazing winning streaks, feeling like you can't lose, only to give it all back, and then some, in one single, reckless trade. If any of that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. Today we're diving deep into Mark Douglas's classic, Trading in the Zone, to figure out why the biggest battle in the markets isn't with the charts, it's with the person staring back from the screen.
So, what's the real secret to consistent success in trading? Well, according to Mark Douglas, it's got nothing to do with finding some perfect, holy grail indicator or strategy that never fails. Nope, it's all about developing a winning mindset. It's about the mental toughness, the discipline to trade with confidence, no matter what the market decides to throw at you.
But developing that mindset, it is so much easier said than done. In fact, it's the central mystery that Mark Douglas really tries to solve in his book. It's a puzzle that has tripped up even the most brilliant people for decades. I mean, really think about this for a second. Why can a brilliant surgeon, someone who can perform life-saving operations under insane pressure, just completely fall apart in the stock market? Or how about a sharp entrepreneur who built a multi-million-dollar business from nothing and then gets totally wiped out in a few weeks of trading? It's a really strange question, and the answer tells you something fascinating about how markets work.
This right here is what Douglas calls the psychological gap. And if you've ever traded, you know this feeling. It's that gut-wrenching moment when you look at a chart after the fact and realize you were totally right about the direction, but you still somehow lost money on the trade. It's this huge gap between your analysis and your actual account balance. And honestly, it's where most trading dreams go to die.
So, what's the first thing we do when we're stuck in that painful gap? Well, for most people, the reaction is to double down on analysis. We just bury ourselves in more charts, more indicators, more news. We become absolutely convinced that if we just had a little more information, we could finally crack the code. But as Douglas points out, that path usually just leads to a dead end and a whole lot more frustration.
You see, the search for a trading edge has really been an evolution. It all started with fundamental analysis, right? Traders poring over balance sheets and economic reports. Then came the big explosion of technical analysis, with its laser focus on chart patterns and indicators. But Douglas argues that the final frontier, the thing that really separates the winners from everyone else, is mental analysis. It's all about mastering your own mind.
Think about it. With technical analysis, the market has kind of become an open book. It reveals what seems like this endless river of opportunities. The patterns are right there for everyone to see. So why? Why do so many traders still manage to fail so consistently? The answer is brutally simple. They might have the right tools, but they just don't have the mental discipline to use them correctly.
So if the problem isn't our tools and it isn't our charts, then what is it? Douglas's answer is as simple as it is profound. The real enemy isn't the market. It's the person staring back at you in the reflection of your monitor.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. From the day we're born, we are taught, conditioned, and rewarded for avoiding risk, for being right, and for seeking certainty. Those are the exact things that help us succeed in our jobs and in our lives. But in the world of trading, those same instincts become our biggest liabilities. The market is a world of probabilities, not certainties. And the sooner you accept that, the better off you'll be.
According to Douglas, our minds pretty much unleash the four horsemen of the trading apocalypse on us. First, there's the fear of being wrong, which makes you hesitate and second-guess everything. Then you've got the fear of losing money, which causes you to cut your winners way too short, and even worse, let your losers run forever. Then there's the fear of missing out, good old FOMO, that drives you to chase terrible trades. And finally, the fear of leaving money on the table, which leads to overtrading and just plain recklessness.
And fear? Well, fear's like putting on blinders. It just narrows your vision and blocks out all other possibilities. It's a physical response. When you are in the grip of that fear, you literally cannot see the other opportunities right in front of your face. You're just frozen, paralyzed, unable to act until it's too late and the moment is gone.
Okay, so that's the problem. How do we fight this? How do we get over these really deep-seated fears and basically rewire our brains for trading success? Well, it's not a quick fix. There's no magic pill here. It's a journey of self-discovery and a pretty radical transformation. So let's walk through the steps to get that winning mindset.
The absolute first step on this journey is to take complete 100% responsibility for every single one of your trading results. Now, this is not about blaming yourself or beating yourself up. It's about empowering yourself. When you finally get that you, and only you, are the architect of your trading success, that the market doesn't even know you exist, that's when you can stop making excuses and start building the results you actually want.
And this brings us to one of the great paradoxes of trading. The harder you try to avoid risk, the more risk you actually take on. It's kind of wild. The key isn't to get rid of risk, because that's impossible, but to fully and completely embrace it. When you can genuinely accept that any single trade could be a loser before you even click the button, fear just loses its grip on you. A loss stops being a personal failure, it's just a business expense. The best way to understand this is to think like a casino, not a gambler. The gambler is on this insane emotional roller coaster, right? They're living and dying with every single spin of the wheel. But the casino? The house is calm, cool, collected. They aren't trying to predict the outcome of any one spin. They just know that over thousands of spins, their small statistical edge guarantees they'll make a profit. They don't sweat a single loss because they know it's just the cost of doing business.
And when you can finally make that shift from the frantic gambler to the cool, professional casino operator, something almost magical happens. Your trading performance transforms from that wild, unpredictable roller coaster into a smooth, steady climb. Douglas basically says there are 3 types of traders. Now, take a look at this chart and be honest with yourself. Which one are you? Are you a consistent loser, just slowly bleeding your account dry? Or are you part of that huge 55% majority, the boom and busters, the ones who have these incredible highs followed by devastating account-crushing lows? Or are you aiming to join that elite 10%, the consistent winners?
In this chart, it really tells the story of those 3 emotional journeys. The consistent loser's path is just one of quiet desperation as their account slowly fades away. The boom and buster is on that wild ride, moments of total euphoria followed by crushing despair. But the consistent winner's journey, well, that's one of quiet confidence as they just steadily build their account, one disciplined trade at a time. So, what is the ultimate secret to getting that beautiful upward-sloping equity curve? It's not a secret indicator. It's not some formula you buy on the internet. It's the mental discipline to neutralize the 2 demons that haunt every single trader: fear and recklessness. And I want to leave you with this final, really powerful thought. The market is a mirror. It is completely neutral. So when you look into it, what do you see? Do you see chaos and fear and greed? Or do you see opportunity and discipline and confidence? The answer to that question reveals way more about you than it ever will about the market. So I'll leave you with a challenge. The next time you look at the market, don't just see the flashing numbers in the charts. Look a little deeper. Ask yourself, what is the market reflecting back to me, about me? The answer to that question might just be the key that unlocks your true potential as a trader.